beautiful Libras. This is such a wonderful, beautiful day. We're doing a reading for April 2021. It's an absolutely magnificent month and a magnificent year. Thank you so much for coming to my channel. I hope that you like, share, and subscribe. If this reading resonates with you, you can definitely put a comment below. If you would like to get a personal reading, then you can go down in the description box below and find my rate link. This is a general reading. It may not resonate with everyone. However, if it does resonate with you, please give us a comment below to let us know what part resonated with you. You can take what part resonates and you can leave the rest behind. So we're going to start with some angel therapy cards. I feel like you Libras might need just a little bit of comfort, a little bit of self-care, counseling. Not that counseling is bad. Counseling actually is wonderful. And if you are a person who feels that you need it, you're actually a stronger person than someone who ignores the fact that they might need counseling. And it doesn't have to be paid counseling either. It can literally be someone that you know. Anytime we confide in someone and they help us through a situation, we just receive counseling for free. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and pull 3 cards from this angel therapy deck. Hopefully the angels have something great for us to kind of clarify the kinds of things that Libras need to be aware of or doing. Okay. Oh, there goes a card. All right, angels, what do you have for Libras? And that one looks like it wants to come, and that's actually 2 cards. So let's see what we have here. Vacuuming away the fear. Look at that, Archangel Michael. I get Archangel Michael a lot with my Libras. Archangel Michael is here to guide you and to help you. Archangel Raphael is a healing angel, okay? He helps with the heart. So they want to work together to vacuum that fear away. And you can kind of visualize a vacuum even being placed to the part of your body that you feel like has the most anxiety. And you can suck that fear right out of you and allow the goodness to come into your life, okay? You want the energy from you, from everything that's around you, from your environment, and from this situation and other people to be positive. And you get to decide who you are with, okay? You can't change anyone else, right? But you can definitely change who you decide to be around. Okay, so always remember that. Even if you feel like it's going to hurt them, unfortunately, sometimes we have to eliminate those in our lives who are not serving us well. Okay, and I mean that very gently. Okay, so just keep that in mind whenever you're choosing the people that you are going to spend your time with. Okay, even if you don't eliminate them, I'm getting the message or the feeling or the intuition that even if you don't eliminate them from your life, you do want to lower the amount of interactions that you have with them in your experience. Okay? All right. Emotional sensitivity. So I'm getting that you're not especially paying attention to your emotions, which is very irregular. I'm getting irregular for a Libra. Okay. It's very almost odd that you're not paying attention to your emotions, because most of the time you are a sign who actually does pay attention to how you feel. You do pay attention to the signs and the patterns around you. Okay. But right now you're ignoring those, and it looks like it could be for a love that actually is just turning out to be an obsession. And that's unfortunate, but there is someone out there for you that actually would give you more respect than the person that you are allowing to be in your life right now. Okay? So honor and respect your sensitivity, okay? Because definitely you are giving back to the greater good. All right, let's see what else they have. They gave you 2 more cards. And here's Archangel Raphael again. The healing angel is with you, supporting your healing work. So it's possible that several of you are nurses, but there's also some of you in careers that maybe you didn't think you were meant for, but it just so happens that you are guiding people to things that they weren't expecting to be guided to when they came into your environment. You know, you could work in an office, you could be a receptionist, you could be a greeter somewhere, right? And you are actually giving off the energy of healing. So several of you are healers, but then some others of you actually need healing. It looks like several of you have lost friends, family, and loved ones due to decisions that have been made. If you feel that you're supposed to reach out to these people, then do so. They may be receptive to the information you give them, or they may literally tell you don't ever call them again or come into contact with them again. In which case, at least you know you gave it an effort, right? And then, isn't this interesting? You also have to be willing to forgive, okay? Because there's someone out there that you are thinking about. I don't feel like it's a romantic relationship. And keep in mind, it's not gender specific. I don't feel like it's a romantic relationship. This feels like a really close relative or a friend, okay? And you want to make sure that you meditate, clear all of that negativity out of your mind, okay? Actually manifest peace, all right? You may want to go sit by a waterfall if you can find one. If not, it actually works to sit by the sink or the bathtub and run the water slowly, that you can hear the water dripping down, sounding almost like a waterfall. You can look up videos with waterfalls. I actually have one on my channel here that you can find. Okay. All right. So as I get my next cards, I would love if you hit the subscribe button so that you can definitely come back to my channel once you have gone through this reading and you would like to see the other readings in the future, because this is for April 2021. So you definitely want to be able to get the notifications for the future readings. Okay. All right, Libra. So let's pull a relationship card now. And these are good for affirmations that you can say throughout the day. Okay. You can actually write it on an index card and keep it in your pocket. So each time I give you one of these, you can also write it on your bathroom mirror with a dry erase marker. Okay. All right. My most important relationship. Sorry, my chair is a little noisy sometimes. My most important relationship is with my source. And when you look up source energy, okay, source energy is what you were before you came into this human body. Okay, so it's the part of us that is not physical. It's the part of us that is part of the greater good. So let's see what Abraham Hicks has to say about this. There's no relationship of greater importance to achieve than the relationship between you and your physical body right here and now, and the soul source or God from which you have come. If you tend to that relationship first and foremost, you will then and only then have the stable footing to proceed into other relationships. Your relationship with your own body, with money, with your parents, grandchildren, children, and your world will all fall easily into alignment once you tend to this fundamental relationship first. Okay? So it definitely has to do with respecting yourself, taking away the fear, being willing to forgive. And so with this card, we would say forgiving yourself, and don't dwell on the past, and then allow healing into your body. You know, it's kind of like once we have allowed healing, if we make the decision to hammer on it and continuously talk about it in a negative way, then we actually haven't allowed our body to heal, okay? Because our body listens to what our mouth says, and so does our mind, okay? So we always want to make sure that once we actually have healed our body, that we allow that healing to happen, okay? All right. So Libra, Libra, Libra. Here we go. You are an air sign, so I feel like we need to do some angel tarot, no, I mean some fairy tarot cards, okay? Kind of giving that flight. Sometimes I'm guided to do different cards, and sometimes it takes me a minute to see what I'm guided to. Just have them all laid out here so that I can make sure I go to the cards that are for your sign. Okay? All right, fairies, what do we have for Libra? What can we tell Libra? How can we guide Libra into their next steps for this general reading? Okay? You're getting a lot of 2 cards here, aren't you? A lot of 2 card pulls at the same time. Okay, because you already had 1, now you've got 2. That's quite a bit just for a few little cards. Okay, fairies, what else do we have? Fairies really seem to like Libras and be able to work with Libras because of your creativity, the fact that you're exciting and adventurous, but you also seem to like to breathe that outdoor air, and the fairies like it too. They like what you're doing with the plants, and even though you are not necessarily working with plants, you're keeping your area clean. You might be recycling. You may work with plants. You may love plants. But if you do, I feel like you have a real green thumb. Like you can just plant something and never water it, and then the next thing you know, it has flourished. That's kind of the path of a Libra. You know, you're able to plant anything in your life and it just flourishes. But when you're in the path of resistance, you know, where especially that you feel down on yourself, it's more difficult for things to look like they're flourishing around you, okay? But you have really strong abilities to be able to do things that you never knew you could. All right, fairies. Now, what have we got for our Libras? What have we got for Libra? Can we get at least one more card, fairies? Straighten them up. Let's try one last time. Fairies, what have we got for Libras? Okay, it's going to be this card. All right. So let's see what we have. Oh, I didn't realize that was 2 cards. Or maybe I did and I just didn't remember. So we've got the 9 of Summer. You've got some dreams out there, Libra. You've been making some wishes, possibly about a wedding, possibly about a new baby, possibly about a new family. Maybe you're going to be a mom, a dad, a mother, a grandmother, a granddad, a dad, okay? But there's a lot of magic around you, okay? Think fairy godmother. Can also be the birthing of a new idea, okay? Maybe it's as simple as you have been looking up feng shui and all of a sudden you feel like that is the answer to some things that you have been attempting to manifest. Maybe you're looking around in your living room and you notice everything is kind of out of order. So you happen upon a video of feng shui and you decide that's the answer. That's going to help you with manifestation, okay? So it is a magical time right now for you where your wishes can come true just because you have been on this manifestation path for a very long time. Those things in your vortex that Abraham Hicks talks about are going to come right out into your manifested life. And you're going to think, oh my goodness, 12 years ago, I was wanting this and it's finally here. Okay. It could also be for some of you that you have literally been working towards a goal and now you have achieved your goal. And so now it's time to relax. Okay. But because you've been in such turmoil for so long and you've been attempting for so long to manifest this moment, it's like you feel a sigh of joy. And then immediately that whole build up to that moment was actually greater energy than when you received it. So don't let that discourage you. Okay. Make sure you know that you worked hard for this manifestation, okay? You worked hard for this idea that you have already achieved. Now go relax, and then you can start on your next journey, all right? Also releasing, letting go of that past, and see, we're talking about willing to forgive over here. So letting go of the past is the only way that you can allow something new in. Now, along with that, we did talk about that, you know, there may be a friend, right? Or a family member that you need to forgive first, along with yourself. Okay. But once you have that ending, it could be a new beginning with that person. It could be a new beginning with yourself. Or it could be a complete ending and almost starting over with who you want to be. And that's okay. Okay. It's time to move on at this point. 13 is a really awesome number for you. Okay. It is how many cycles are in the moon. Okay. It's also how many cycles are in women. And 13 is actually a lucky number for you. I'm getting that several of you were born on the 13th hour, or the 13th minute, or the 13th day. Okay. And those of you who have that going on for you, this is really important for you to remember. Okay. And then others of you, these dreams that are going to be fulfilled, that the wishes are going to come true, is going to be somewhere close to summertime. Okay. If you go on this path that we're talking about here in this reading. Now, obviously, you don't have to follow any of this reading. You can change any part of this reading by the choices that you make. Okay? So, the Prince of Spring. So, it looks like you are going to come into a very passionate relationship. You are going to have a little bit of a challenge. Okay? And I'm getting that this is possibly another Libra, or it could be a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Okay? Because this person has a little fire behind them. They have a little get up and go get them kind of attitude. And they're enthusiastic and passionate, which definitely goes with your creative side and being powerful. Okay? Also, I'm getting that you do feel a little bit like you're supposed to be doing something. And I think that that comes from this ending, is coming from the manifestation of your wishes coming true. And it just kind of feels like you've worked so hard for so long, and now you don't really understand how to take a break, right? But sometimes it's time to take that break, okay? We've got the Princess of Winter. It's highly possible that many of you have a snow leopard, or a lion, or a tiger, or a cougar, or a jaguar, or a cheetah in some of your dreams. This could be your spirit animal, definitely. So pay attention to those types of dreams, okay? So you're going to be getting some information that's going to be difficult to hear, okay? This is going to be from an indigo child, probably. An indigo child is someone who was normally born between 78 and 84. However, it can fall a few years before that and a few years after that, depending on when the birth happened, okay, for that person. Sometimes there are miscarriages and whatnot, so the person ends up being born early, ends up being born late, things of that sort. So this is going to be difficult for you to hear. I do unfortunately feel like, Libra, that this is possibly a person that's in your life right now that maybe it's highly probable that they're not the right ones for you. But then again, those of you who are in a happy relationship, then this information is going to be difficult, because it could be about your career, or it could be about that friend that you're going to contact. But I don't feel like they're going to tell you they don't want to be your friend. I do feel like, however, they're going to tell you information that you were unaware of that may make you think differently about them. Don't let that stop you from calling them or getting in touch with them, okay? And it is in the reverse, so that's where I got that information. Okay, so we've got the Seven of Winter here, where you're kind of standoffish, right? You're kind of backing away. It says running away from the truth, not seeing things clearly. There is a better choice. So for those of you who are having a hard time in a relationship, definitely consider that if you back away from the relationship that you know is not meant for you, there's a lot of other fish in the sea, okay? That as the saying goes. There are other individuals out there who are meant for you as well. Everyone has so many soulmates on this earth. Some of them come in the form of animals, plants, people, friends, relationships, family members. Now, as far as a twin flame, which is another story for another time, there's only one of those, okay? You're not always meant for your twin flame in this life. However, there's always a better choice of a soulmate, okay? That being said, some of you are being abused, and if that's the case, you definitely need to make sure that you are reaching out for help, okay? Don't stay in a situation like that. However, for those of you who are actually in a great relationship and you're extremely happy, the not seeing things clearly is probably to do with the career choice we talked about earlier, okay? Which could definitely be talking about starting your own business and stop contributing to someone else's wealth, right? Contribute to your own wealth. Or I'm actually getting that many of you, or a few of you, are considering starting an Etsy shop of some sort, maybe t-shirts or keychains, backpacks, things, something like that. So if that is you, this is especially for you, okay? You're in a job that you have wanted to leave for a very long time. And it's not time to leave it just yet, but it is time to start that side gig that you were thinking about, okay? All right. So now we're going to wrap it up with some goddess cards. Okay. All right, so that one doesn't want to come out. Let's try some more. Goddesses, do you have anything for my Libras here? All right, so there's one. Do you have anything for my Libras? Goddesses. Have anything to comment on or help us with for the Libras? Thank you so much for contributing to the reading and letting us know what your thoughts are for Libra. Okay. All right. So we have start delegating, asking others to help you. You do a lot by yourself. And I'm actually getting that this relationship that is questionable to you has to do with the fact that maybe, possibly, the person that you're with not only does not bring in any income, but it's possible that they don't bring in any life and positivity into your household. Okay? Now, if that's not the case, then again, this has to do with your career. It could also have to do with some of you not letting your children know that they actually should be also helping and doing some chores around the house to learn how to be a contributor to society. So making sure you're delegating. If you are a manager or an owner, make sure that you don't do all that work yourself, because that's why you're in the position that you're in, is because you understand how to lead others to do what you do. Don't be fearful of losing your job because someone else might know your job really well. Okay? Always be ready for that next person to take that step to move to where you are. Okay? All right. Creativity, which I said earlier that Libras are actually really creative, but most of the time you don't take that time for yourself. Okay? So you might be interested in canvas painting, sewing, creating jewelry, creating clothing. You might be in, I'm getting hardware, so probably furniture building, building homes, creating some type of landscape, okay? Maybe even music, right? Because you are part of the air sign. The air goes into the instrument. So it's highly possible you might like an instrument to play, a flute or a guitar or the drums, okay? So that's your outlet. That's going to help you. And it feels like many of you used to do those things, but in the part of your life you're in now, you feel like it's unnecessary. But actually, it's extremely necessary. Enjoyment and happiness is how we manifest a better life. Okay? If we're not happy, we're not going to bring in happiness. All right? Only what we're feeling is what we bring in. Okay, purification. So many of you are ready for a good detox. You might even be ready for a good little side trip. You know, I do know that Corona is going on, but there are plenty of avenues that you can take in order to get some time out in the world without being with others who could expose you to things, right? If not, set up a tent in your backyard. Go camping. Have a campfire, okay? Make sure, of course, that you have water around just in case you are clumsy, because I'm getting that some of you are clumsy. I'm even feeling that some of you, actually someone specific in the Libra category, has tripped and almost fallen into the fire and possibly almost burned your hair. So if that is you, please pay attention to this reading. But everyone in the Libra category definitely needs to consider detoxifying. I'm getting or feeling a little intuitive message that you possibly need to look up. There's a book. I don't know this book. It's just the information that I'm feeling, that there's a book based on a diet based on zodiac signs, so like a lifestyle change. And it's not just food, it's things that you're supposed to do as a Libra that bring you the most vitality and for your body, mind, and spirit. Okay? All right. Well, I hope you enjoyed this reading. This is for April 2021. Please like, share, and subscribe to my videos, to my channel. And I hope you have an absolutely wonderful April. And we'll see you again in May. Thank you, Libra.